Welcome back, boys, for part two. Let's let Corey do his thing here.
Yeah, I'll just quickly kind of look at the standings. Uh, a little bit of a shift here. We have Dan completely locked in to be in the playoffs now, where the most points that Mark can get is now 22. I officially cannot make the playoffs anymore because everybody won out and I lost too. But uh, so we really only have four teams that could possibly make it. But I mean, it's very, very unlikely to see any of you do it. Mark would have to really win out with everybody having matchups that kind of go favorable for him. Um, but then you got to, so I kind of put the few teams that are going to be playing against, highlighted some of the playoff teams. So you see the matchups are fairly favorable for most of the GM. So Nick O'Brien has Daltrey, but then he has Bergeron and myself, two sellers. Derek has Shane, Nick, and Casey, so three different sellers. Travis, you have Nick and Shane, who are going to be two different teams than they were the first time through. But you do have Braden this week. Then Sean has Plums, Domo, and then Neil is one tough matchup. Mark currently playing me has Plums, and then Neil in the last week. So there's a chance that Mark could easily win these next 2 weeks, as he should, and then it would be a massive matchup against Neil. But the matchups for the other teams that he has to hope loses, I just don't see it happening. It's not scary, and none of them are playing each other again. So
He has my tiebreaker. So if I like say lose to Braden and then beat Nick and Shane, then he wins his three. He would
now you would have to lose to two of the teams here, right? So
two. Oh
yeah,
my!
because you're up by 4 points, right? So
Yeah,
Oh,
you have a 4 point
that's
lead
that's
on
hard.
him. So
That's hard.
yeah,
you
yeah,
get three
there's
points
no
and you're
room for
in.
error.
Yeah,
Yeah, but there's six teams he's playing. He's still trying to catch up too, potentially, right?
but he needs
Yeah,
one of them to lose
So
two of their games.
at least, yeah, yeah. So there's a chance, but it's very very slim.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, we'll slowly see some people start locking playoff spots, and but it's not going to be very entertaining on the stretch. Like you said, Shane, the Caucasaurus race is going to be the thing to watch coming down. So
I'm disappointed I don't see the matchups down there for the Caucasaurus. Like,
Yeah. What the? This is amateur fucking hour.
uh,
We only have 40 minutes.
alrighty. So here we go then.
Oh,
Okay,
he actually
so
had done the work. That's funny.
no, this is from last week still. So,
Oh,
for your
but the
pile.
Caucasaurus race. So Casey has Neil, Domo, and then Derek. Plums has Sean, Mark, and then myself. And Domo with Sean, Casey, and Nick Sosier.
yeah, they're all
Yes,
Um,
pretty shitty
Domo's in
schedule.
the race, so
yeah, the points aren't updated here because now it would be at 8 and then 10. So this matchup here is going to be huge. Week 19, Casey against Domo. Um,
yeah,
but
if
yeah,
Casey can win that week, all of a sudden Plums is in some trouble. A lot of pressure on the beat you in the final week.
yeah, yeah. And then and for Plums here, he's the only one playing a playoff team this week, right?
Yeah,
So then he's the only one playing a decent team this week. Casey and Domo playing each other, right? So he's just fortunate one of them's going to lose, but one of them's going to win as well. So
yeah, yeah,
uh,
that's it.
yeah, that'll be exciting to see. But now
At
we can
least
get
there's
to
some
some
excitement
trades.
for us non-playoff teams. Like,
Woo!
let's talk some trades, and there were enough of them. Some teams quickly became sellers over the last few days. So Travis doing a little bit of both, buying and selling. Let's start with Travis here, picking up Stankoven here, a Stankoven and a ninth, in exchange for Tavares and a 17th with Sean. Sean doing a little bit of shopping. Why don't we talk to you, Travis, about this one?
Yeah, well, it was an emergency pickup from Daltrey like last week. It was a good price, but then like I knew sellers were coming, so I'm like recoup the pick. So it's one round down, but it's a bigger gap. But anywho, so I just was recouping the pick to kind of prepare to buy this week. And C only sucks. It's tough
C only sucks.
for a guy that plays second line and goes minus every night.
He was Tavares was my original first round pick in the initial draft.
Oh shit! Well, he was a stud with the
He
Islanders,
was
like
a
an
stud
absolute
back
monster.
then. Like,
Yeah,
but just an interesting fact, went fourth overall. Corey, what do you think of this trade?
yeah, I like it for Sean. I think a ninth for him is a good price. He could use a little bit more push up front. Obviously, he's had some slow games. Toronto's been struggling, but
Yeah,
he's almost a point per game still. He puts up a little bit of depth stats. I think it was nice to see Sean buy it.
yeah, it's
Um,
a good deal for
yeah,
him for sure.
yeah. But you got a great deal on Tavares last week,
Yeah,
so I get your angle as well. You really net zero, so
yeah.
I
yeah,
like
not
this
much to
deal
say.
a lot better than the one that you did, because I think a ninth is kind of his value.
Yeah, it was like an 8 for 11th, and then I swapped him out for 9 for
Yeah,
17.
the pick difference was good for you.
Yeah.
But I feel Tavares, my personal opinion, that's all it is Tavares' value sits around a ninth for me. So, and I know like an eighth isn't that bad, especially an 11th, but a ninth for a 17th, great deal for you. Sean spending a little bit, I like that. Um, maybe he's dipping his toes into the trade pool. Who knows with him?
Got a 6 and 7 ready to go. Ready to go, he says.
I heard that, but yeah,
Talk is cheap.
I'm
I
not.
talked to him last night. He got rude with me. I'm like, whoa, buddy, you simmer. Like, you
I'm not
simmer, buddy.
convinced that he's gonna move his sixth or seventh. Sean's one of those GMs who's a little bit stingy with his picks. Um,
No,
so we'll see what he does. Where are we here?
this
We
guy
skipped a
here.
few. Oh, there were ad
Yeah,
drops.
yeah.
All right, we're getting to the real meat here. TBT is getting upset, picking up Perry, Nelson, my 15th, and an 18th. In exchange, Domo receives Coyle, Rodriguez, Daltrey's 10th, and Tage's 14th. Travis, this is you again, so let's find out what was the mindset here
He replaces Tavares.
for
Uh,
cheaper.
yeah, on a better team, I think, in a better situation. Not this last 2 weeks, but let's be honest, it should fix itself. And I like, what am I looking at here? I need Corey Perry just in case he got his goalie starts. So I just preparing for not to get fucked on Sunday.
Perry's been actually doing solid.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's actually very good. Yeah, right
he's
Uh,
wing
still been
only.
solid the last few years, right? Like,
no, but his points have been up there
yeah.
in the last month.
Well, they put
Yeah,
him on the power play in LA right now, so
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, a ton of power play points.
yeah.
But no, I like this move. Nelson, he's still scoring. He's still putting up points. He still puts up some solid depth stats. He can put up a good amount of shots in a game or a few hits and really contributes in a few different areas. So no, I like it.
my
And
issue
it's center only though.
yeah, my issue with Nelson is always that he's so streaky, but he's been fairly consistent this year.
In
Um,
Colorado, he's been consistent. Yeah.
typically he's very streaky. He'll put up a lot of goals, but then he'll go for like 2 weeks without anything, right? Like, but he's been fairly consistent, so I like this deal for you. What we got here?
I think
Svetch.
it's just a goalie. I think it's just an ad drop.
I think he
I think
wants to
these.
start
Yeah. All right, this guy here will be the next one. Meyer.
Timo. Timo on the move again for the 12th time this year. Timo and a sixth going to Domo for Kempe and an 18th going to Patches. What do you think of this one, Corey?
Um, Kempe is a solid player.
Yeah.
He got moved earlier this year for a sixth and an eighth to Domo from myself. He's still contributing. I have him in one of my other leagues. I think that a sixth is worth it. That's a massive pick gap, but yeah, you got the best player out there, in my opinion, who somebody was willing to sell for a sixth. So I like that for Patches here.
What do you think, Travis?
Man, Timo Meier's fall from grace is pretty intense. He goes from going for a 6 to being a throw-in. Yeah, I think Corey's take is right. I think Kempe does the most you're going to get for a 6 that's available. I just don't like moving Timo because I feel like left wing, right wing, and the upside. But yeah, I think it's a
I think
great.
he got dropped immediately. So
That's it. Yeah, I don't know if I would have moved Timo in that trade, but the trade's perfectly great for me. I like it for Both parties really.
Now, you guys are very familiar with Meyer. Both of you had him several times this year. I keep passing them around. Kempe, I like Kempe. I just don't like LA's offense this year, to be fair.
Well, I
Um,
got Panarin now.
yeah. Now it's going to be a boost. Now this looks like a better trade because he's going to benefit from having Panarin on the power play with him, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Usually they're a lot better offensively, but with Kopitar in his last season, he's on the decline, right?
Mhm.
That's been hurting their production a bit. So I think Panarin helps, and he signed an extension.
Yeah. 2 years, 11 mil.
So he's not there for just a couple months here. He's there for a couple years.
Well,
So
they gave up nothing to get him. I don't really know.
I know. Holy shit.
I didn't understand. I don't know that prospect, but it
well,
felt like it was a robbery.
they're gonna let him walk or they're gonna deal him, right?
Well,
So
when's the deadline? The deadline, because I know like Colorado was calling, Toronto was calling.
It was a roster freeze today at 3 for
Oh
the
yeah.
Olympic rake.
yeah,
So I know that's a factor, right? Um, but I think they didn't have to retain any salary, right? And
yeah.
not too many teams were able to do that.
But it's only this year, right? See, why wouldn't you retain if it's just this year? Oh, it doesn't matter. It's
Well,
kind of off
yeah,
topic, but I feel like they could have gotten even Toronto could have afforded more than what they got in this trade. It feels like, but
But Toronto like isn't really competing this year. So are you gonna go
it's
buy?
true.
oh well, that fucking Atlantic's rough. Like Buffalo could lose the next 10 straight games, no question. Montreal could definitely go. Like that Atlantic's wild though.
I did see an article though that Florida was trying to make the money work. Can you imagine they go they pick up Panarin like
Who's sitting out into the playoffs? Well, I guess they changed that rule, but
yeah. Yeah, 'cause that's why they have cap space right now because Barkov's been out all year, but they can't spend it unless people are sitting out on the playoffs, right? So
yeah, they're missing Jones too. But those pieces are about the same, right? So you're not really netting nothing by adding them.
what we got here? Zegras and an 18th going to Daltrey for Killorn and an 8th going to Sauce. What do you think of this one, Corey?
I think the eighth is like Zagreus is doing well, really well. You have the three positions, so an eighth is not terrible. I wouldn't have spent an eighth on him. Doesn't mean he's not worth it though. Um,
Yeah.
I my issue is more of the big pick gap. I think it's just a little too much, but I know Nick wanted to go for getting the larger picks out first. Uh, but you got the player you wanted, roster flexibility. I just think he's getting to the point of over tinkering.
What do you think, Travis?
Yeah, like I agree. Like, me and Dalton have been talking a fair bit. And I'm like, I don't know this trade for him because, like, I like Zegras. Nick didn't have that message posted for 6 minutes, and that trade was done. That he had what the price was, and then like Corey said, he paid the max gap on it. Like Philadelphia's not a good hockey team. Um, so like yeah, like I think maybe like a 9 or 10, but the gap is pretty high. But Daltrey's over tinkering for sure.
I don't mind the 8th, but I don't necessarily like the pick gap like you guys said. I think Zigris is definitely worth around an 8th at the high end, right? But an
Yep.
18th going back the other way, like, that's
And unless they chatted at work, this was an instant accept trade. Like there would have been no discussion from when Nick posted the prices and this trade
oh yeah,
happened.
agreed.
Lazy Daltrey, nothing fucking new.
Here's
Another
Nick for
trade
the big
here.
one.
Yeah, I remember I was talking to Travis and he was like, "No, Aho is my number one target." Then he went out and grabbed them. And then I was pleasantly surprised when he came back looking for the pieces that I was trying to sell him too. So I
Yeah,
was
because it's crap.
you were uh you were very adamant that you didn't want to make deals unless they made sense, right? You didn't want to spend. But I'm happy that you did because you're there to compete. You don't know. You might not make it next year, right? This year you're in.
Well, I
So
draft so bad too, right? Like I win some trades, I lose some trades, but for the most part, I think I do well in my trades. But my drafting, it's you might as well have a fucking blind person in there. It's just atrocious.
well
So,
then you might as well make the trades now so you can compete now, right?
well, that's it. And this trade is why I kind of came to you, is because like I talked to Nick the night before. I wanted Lacombe in the trade for a six, but I wasn't willing to negotiate it. So we paused it for what, a day or whatever. And then he sent me this, and I'm like, it's not a lottery six. Aho has been very good. He is a keeper worthy player. And then Lacombe is basically just an 8 for 9 swap. So for me, it's like that's him bridging the gap on what I wanted. And it wasn't a lottery six, so I'm like, why not? And then I had your six still, so I'm like, fuck, do you just really just blow it up? And I'm like, fuck it, full retard it is.
No, you got to compete. Like, look at the teams that have been dominant the last few years. What do? They sell their picks to make the run, right? If you have the assets and you have the chance at the money, go get that fucking money now. No, that's my
You
thought
heard him.
process at
You
least.
heard him.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that was my take on that trade. It was the deal I wanted. It was not quite exactly what I wanted, but Nick bridged the gap, and I'm like, that gap's not worth me stressing about with the picks I have. So
To be clear, boys, I know we just started talking about the trade immediately. The trade was Aho, Lacombe, a ninth and an 18th, going to TVT for Walker, Perry, a sixth and an eighth. So you're right. The
Yeah.
pick is not a lottery pick. Maybe
Oh,
miracles can happen.
that's a massive asterisk. I like this deal for Travis a lot. I think you could argue that somebody could pay that price strictly for Aho. And he's offensively been doing well this year. And Lacombe is just to throw it, and the guy's a beaut. Um, so this is now two centers and only centers in a row that you trade for, but you only do have three on your team, so I can't harp on you too much about it. But
who's my third?
point,
Oh, not until tomorrow.
yeah, we'll see, we'll see.
All right. I like this trade for Travis. Again, I like if you're in the playoffs, I like you to be aggressive and go for that fucking ship. And I think this was the first step in you going that direction. You made a lot of tough choices the last few days, but I think your team is going to be ready to again. You're my dark horse favorite here to go fire and at least worst case you make the finals and you win $200.
Putting too much pressure on me, but I got Crohn's disease. Putting too much pressure on me here.
Then you weren't. Oh, it wasn't even that. There was another deal in between there, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because we had the deal, but it didn't get approved till the next day.
I wanted the starts from Ryan Leonard and someone else.
Then there was some rape. In my opinion, it was very rapey. Daltrey was very happy with the rape. He messaged me after, pretty much ecstatic. Hagel, Chikrin, Wool, and Stolars going to Daltrey for Wallstead, straight up. Let's get to Corey's thoughts here.
uh, I actually don't mind this trade for Mark. I'm probably only the second person to say that besides Mark. Um, I know Hagel could have fetched a good return, and I don't think he could have sold those Toronto players as a seller. I don't think there was a market for how Toronto's playing right now. 50-50 goalies who are both fairly injury prone. Maybe you can get some value out of Wool, being a little bit younger. Um, Chychrun, I don't know what somebody would have paid, but he's having a very good offensive season. So to me, I don't. If you look at Mark as a seller, I think he made a really good trade to improve his keeper base without having to get rid of a sixth. He finally moved on from the Toronto duo that I would say hindered why he's not making the playoffs this year, because we know week after week his players did well.
Yeah, crazy.
But at the same point, Daltrey got some decent players here for his backup goalie in a tandem, right?
To an
So
extent, though, like I
yeah,
think him
yeah,
creating
but
Wallstead.
he wasn't keeping Wallstead,
No, but
right?
to go from like three
That's part
goalies.
of why I don't like the trade is that he wasn't keeping Wallstead. He was going to be available to draft, and you didn't get
Yeah,
anything additional with Wallstead. Hagel should have fetched a high pick. He was the first overall pick in our draft last year.
yeah,
He
He
had
should
sent
have.
me basically the same trade with a 6 and a 7 for Askarov like all year long, and I turned it down because I didn't want the Toronto duo. I don't want to have two fucking goalies that are hurt and not performing. In Daltrey, yes, Hagel and Chychrun are great, but you're going from having three goalies into Cord. in that duo, and then now you're going to have to go to 4 goalies, not get the other starts, and they're kind of going 50-50 some days.
I'd probably
Have the
drop one of the
Toronto
two.
duo, then have the Toronto duo.
Or trade one of the two, Daltrey.
Yeah.
Improve a roster spot somewhere. But my
But
big thing is Mark, this was a cold offer apparently.
yeah, he does it. That's
So,
why he doesn't ask for your players. He just wants you to take it, and then he'll deal with adding people
but
afterwards.
what he could have done is talk to Daltrey and said, "What's the price on Wallstead?" You know, it probably would have been cheaper than this.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I don't like it like very much. Like, there should have been more return going Mark's way in this
But
deal.
in Mark's defense, though, I was working him hard on Askarov. This is a considerable bargain because he doesn't trade the 2 6s he has, or the 6 and the 7, which would have been required for me to move him Askarov. I wasn't
I
willing
don't
to
think
bet.
that would have been the case with Daltrey though. I think Mark should have got more.
I think the more Daltrey could have sat on this, the less appealing it would have been too, though.
If Mark could have easily snuck in. Oh, someone trying to call me. I don't know who that is. Um,
Yep.
Mark could have snuck in like a seventh coming his way, something like that.
Yeah. This is my thoughts though. He's been trying for a goalie for a
Hard,
season and a half, and he
hard.
finally gets the opportunity to land one. Obviously, there was no discussion, hold offer,
Yeah,
but he he was more than willing. He's fucking ecstatic about this.
yeah.
So clear, like to
Wallsted's a
say
great pickup.
yeah,
Unless he
Great
goes to
pickup.
Buffalo,
he
and he
he could
currently
have
is.
potentially paid less,
Mhm.
right? He could have got more like pick wise from it. You never know, but he could have also never even got Wolstead.
Yeah.
So honestly, like I'm pretty happy for, and I think he both teams here are happy from this trade. They're
Well,
both fucking
Daltrey's
ecstatic.
ecstatic. He just
Yeah.
raped Mark.
Yeah, Mark's not.
Well,
But Shane's looking at it from a seller's perspective, and Mark's
yeah.
looking at it more of like a long term thing. He doesn't really care about the picks because, like I said, he was going to pay picks to do the similar trade, right? So
Yeah.
for him, he's like, I get my goalie, guys I wasn't going to keep. He now has Jet
Yeah.
Greaves and Wallstead. So it just depends on your view on the trade. Yes, I think it's a lot, but I don't think it's good for Daltrey because, man, if Gus gets hurt now and you're stuck with Decor and the Toronto goalies, like you had it really nice for a long time to add Chitrin, who's playing unreal. It's not sustainable to me. And then Brandon Hagel's a stud. You can't
Yeah,
complain.
you can't argue there. No.
But as a team like him that's dominated all year long, to break up your dual tandem, it does sound like one's getting traded, but there's a world that doesn't happen. Man,
Oh, they say they're going to move him for a piece that helps them now.
I
Like,
know they're saying that, yeah, but it's just like fuck, it's just so risky.
Yeah, so what does that
who
look
knows
like
where
for,
he ends up?
yeah. And I've heard it might not even be Walston. You never know, right?
I doubt that.
I know, but you never know.
Money wise, it
The
could
door's
really
open.
be Gus though to get you an extra 2 years of relief from that 5.5 or 6.5. But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, that was a monster deal though.
yeah,
It was a big deal. I like that he added Wallstead. I just wouldn't have paid that, especially with you're not making the playoffs, you're in the lottery. You could probably draft him.
he's
Yeah.
not. No, I have his pick.
Oh, you have his pick. That's fair.
Yeah. He
But
has mine though.
yeah,
Oh, he has 2 lottery picks now. I think actually.
No, he only has the one.
I would have at least reached out and said, "What are you looking for in a Wallstead deal?"
Yep.
And just at least discuss it. Like cold offering like that can often backfire. Like that's a huge price to pay. And I get it's worth it to upgrade your keeper, but I feel like there should be something else coming back.
But this, so like you might not know this. You obviously don't. This trade only happened because of us. This next trade coming up is why this trade happened. If I didn't add all those pieces, Daltrey didn't feel the need to add pieces.
Well,
He messaged me saying, "Fuck, now I got to move Wallstead," and then it was done like an hour later.
he asked about Hyman. I told him like you don't have the assets to get Hyman from me. Like,
Yep.
although if I would have known Wallstead was up, maybe he did.
Yeah, Wallstead
You
in
know?
7. Done.
Yeah, that probably would have got the deal done. But I'm happier. I feel like you draft a player just as good as Wallstead with my lottery pick. Uh,
Oh, let's talk about that here.
so Ryan Leonard, the guy I dropped 2 weeks ago, comes back home. Zucker Stankoven, my boy, who I moved to Sean last year. My sixth, a seventh, and a ninth coming my way in exchange for Skinner, Hyman, Truba, 12, 12, 13. Um, Corey, you're the one not involved in this trade. Let's get your opinion first, and then we'll talk to the two guys involved in the trade.
Yeah, my perspective here is Hyman's a six, Trouba's a seven, Skinner's a nine. I know you could probably argue Skinner and Trouba could be a 7 to 9, anywhere in that range, depending on your opinion, anyways. Pretty small pick gaps. Uh, but I like it for Travis in the sense of you got Hyman and Trouba. Obviously, you've traded Trouba since then, and we'll get to that. But Hyman's been a beast, man. Every week we've been showing the stats. He's just phenomenal numbers with McDavid, right? So
The thing
it'll be
about
nice.
Hyman, though, people overlook him. Like, oh, his stats aren't that high. He missed the first 8 weeks of the season, boys.
Oh, 100%, exactly. Yeah,
Like,
his per game stats are unreal. Skinner, I know he had a terrible game for you. Uh, Maybe it wasn't that bad, but I think it's a good goalie to get on a team that's playing well. And in some small pickups, like I really do like the push for you here, and I don't think you had to pay a whole lot. I was really kind of surprised, Shane, that you sold this for as much as you did. I thought you would have wanted to get more individually, but I don't think it was like you sold just to sell. Like you got some good value too. So, and the fact that it's a lottery pick, I think, is
that was the
the
big
biggest
factor for
piece here.
me. That
Yeah.
was the big factor for me is I was getting my sixth back. Um, that was a big factor for me. Travis, let me get your thoughts on this before I go in.
Yeah, so like I'm not happy with it personally. Like I said, they're not game changers. Like fuck, Skinner, man, he's been Skinner.
Hyman's a game changer. I don't care. I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking
Skinner's playing 50-50. He's not been good the last two. The Olympic break's coming, so we'll see what happens. Hyman's been crazy good. Not last night for me, of course, but
about. Our 10-minute
uh,
warning, boys. We might be into three-part territory.
yeah. And then Truba, I wanted Truba because it was a deal and I could flip Truba for something else. So that was my thing. Is like Truba was a decent enough deal to kind of bridge the gaps, which you'll see it happen. But it's a fine trade. I know people wanted to pay for Hyman. I don't think people were willing to pay for Skinner. I think Shane knew that. But
I was
yeah,
willing to keep Skinner, to be fair.
yeah, I think it's a fine trade if you're buying. But I'm not. I wish they were better players personally. I wish Skinner was better, but
Skinner has been playing really well in Pittsburgh. I don't know what you're talking about. He had one or two rough games, but most of the last since he got traded, he's over 920. Um, he had a couple rough games. That's gonna happen.
so
Skinner, I wanted personally, if I was gonna move, I was considering keeping him over Bob's, just due to Bob's age and whatnot. Like Skinner has potential in Pittsburgh that he never had in Edmonton because Edmonton doesn't play defense. Um, but I was if I was gonna move him, I wanted a sixth. I know that's unrealistic to some people, but because I was considering keeping him, right? So the seventh came in with the sixth for Hyman, which is the Hyman. My sixth was what did the deal for me. I wanted that my sixth back. There was another GM, I won't mention names, who had an offer on the table for Hyman and Sherratt. But he wanted just a six, and I wanted a second pick if I was throwing Sherrod in. And a 14th and an 18th were too big of a gap for that GM. He was so indecisive that TVT came swinging his big trade dick into the talk back in and stole the deal right from under him. That's why you can't be complacent, boys. A 14th for an 18th for a grinding defenseman would have been a fucking great deal. And I just want that to ensure the six for Hyman, to be
Yeah.
honest. But TVT came and swung his dick, got the deal done. Truba, there were four other GMs that were inquiring about Truba and that were serious. When I made this deal, I got a message from one of those GMs right away. He's like, I was on my way home. I thought we were going to talk about this. Well, you got to
Yeah.
strike when the iron's hot. I had a good deal on the table that I thought
buddy.
I would not have got better, so I made it.
All right. Got two more here.
That's all right. Oh, we might get done this in 7 minutes.
We'll have to make the wrap up quick.
Yeah. Nugent Hopkins, Darlene, Ghost Bear, Terry in a seventh. Going to Travis in exchange for Kreider, Clark, Verhage, Askarov, and a 13th, sorry, the Team Rocket. Travis, tell me about this.
Well, I can't wait for love anymore. I'm here to fuck, you know. So Askarov wasn't going to be good enough for me. And again, Mark just fucked me. I got fucked by another guy. I'm not going to say his fucking name, but I got fucked by him too. You know who you are. Um, I messaged everybody. Plums and Casey don't get up before fucking 2 p.m. So I messaged Burge. We're on the ball. I originally wanted Heim. I originally wanted Nylander and Darlene. He's like, I can't do it. So then he was willing to move these guys. They're all point per game. He even threw in a seventh, and I'm like, yeah, like sounds good to me. I'm in love with Darlene. I always have been. So he's a keeper for me. So yeah, that's really it.
I think Askarov's a good pickup for Bergeron. His goalie situation was rough. Now he has two up and comers. So I think it might be rough next year for him too, but
Just patience.
if he holds on to him long term. What do you think of this one, Corey?
Yeah, if you're going to win this year, this is a great trade for you. Um, Not super sold on Ghost or Terry, but Nugent and Darlene at a seventh are some solid value you're getting for a guy who's splitting starts right now and not even being the best goalie in San Jose. Um, so you got something for sure, and I like this push for you.
Terry's put up really good numbers. He's been injured a lot the last few weeks, but he has really good numbers for
Yeah, he's like a point per game, just
yeah.
like zero hits on the year too, though.
Yeah,
What?
he's not that kind of guy, but he's a power
Yeah,
play point machine too, right? So
So
yeah.
question: would you swap those four in a heartbeat for Chitrin and Hagel for sure? Right?
Would I swap those four? For
Yeah. So
no,
if
I would probably I like Darlene a hell of a lot more than I like Chitrin. Especially with Buffalo's future as a keeper.
that's
Uh,
my concern. I would have got more
if
picks
you're
with
looking
my
at the
trade, but
keeper wise, maybe, yeah.
yeah,
If you're
because like
looking
I
for
it
this
would have
year,
been
I think Chikrin's a better player for this year
it
run.
would have been a 6 and a 7 or a 6-6 for with Hagel and somebody or just Hagel for Askarov. So I think in the long run this trade might work out better for me in general, but uh yeah, I don't know.
yeah, I honestly like this push. Now you just got to
Yeah,
stop.
I love the push.
Oh,
If you
and
feel
then
that
you
there's
went too
somewhere
far.
else that you can improve, I encourage you to do it. If you
I'm
feel
gonna
there is.
I'm gonna
But
get my push present, okay? I'm gonna get my push present. So don't you worry.
All right,
um,
let's see it. I'm excited for you to come shopping.
Fuck. He's gone.
TVT made one more deal, picking up Barbashev in a ninth for Truba and an 18th with patches. Um, this is one of the GMs who was after Truba, so it's no surprise.
Yeah.
Travis, let's talk about this one.
Yeah, like I said, like I picked up Ghost Bear, and like if you look at my team, I'm really not gritty, and Truba's not consistent with grit to start with, so I don't think we were a match made in heaven. And Nick was hard after him, and me and Nick are close. And again, I just added Ghost Bear, so 6 demons too much. So I just wanted to replace the pick, and again, a bigger pick out there, which might be too much tinkering, but you can't rock 6 defensemen.
I
Um,
disagree.
yeah,
I
I could be
agree.
wrong. I usually am. But I was just trying to recoup the pick. I got back with a bigger gap to kind of make the Hyman trade not hurt so bad. But I, from what I'm hearing from people, I should have kept him over Ghost Bear. But you're not trading Ghost Bear for a 9. You're buying Ghost Bear's going to stay offensive like he is on that Aho team.
Almost like he's an additional forward ghost bear, like, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like
So,
you got to rock to 6D, man.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's might be over tinkering, but I got my 9th back. And who knows what that night turns into.
Yeah, that's it. You got a lot of time.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of time. We have 3 minutes. So let's rush through this, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Uh,
So just pick your team and move on.
yeah. Sauce Pass versus Tage. Who do you got, Corey?
I'm gonna give this one to myself.
Travis?
Yeah, I agree, Corey.
I'm also going to go with Corey. Ramrod versus Derek. Who do you got, Corey?
Gonna go with Derek.
What do you got, Travis?
I agree.
I don't go against myself, so I'm going to pick myself either way. Jager Bombs versus TVT. Who do you got, Corey?
I'm gonna go with TBT. I
Woo-hoo!
kind of it's this is a weird one because you don't know what you got yet, right? So
Who you got, TVT?
I'm taking me.
You know, I'm also going to pick you. Dark
Holy
horse.
fuck, boys.
Dark horse. Daltrey versus O'Brien. Who do you got, Corey?
Going O'Brien. Tinker Daltrey over there. Too much.
Who do you got, TVT?
Me and Corey's locking eyes and touching cocks. I'm going O'Brien too.
I'm
Oh,
going
dry
with
docking.
Daltrey. Dre versus Domo. Who do you got, Corey?
The keeper should do it for Nick.
Who you got, TVT?
Domo's my boy. I'm going Domo.
I'm going Dre. Farm team versus polar bears. Who do you got, Corey?
John. Pucker beat me last week.
Yeah, I
Who you
agree.
got, TVT?
I agree.
Out of spite, I'm gonna pick the farm team.
Woo!
Um, Kirill versus Hughes. Who do you got, Corey?
Yeah, Neil.
Who you got, TVT?
Yeah, Neil.
Yeah, Neil.
Uh,
It's Vetch versus Rocket. Who do you got, Corey?
Dan.
Dan the man.
I'll also go Dan. And that's it. We're under a minute, so we had to rush that. Sorry about the rush, boys.
Fuck you,
We'll
Mark. I can't miss that. Fuck yourself, Mark.
hope remember, guys, we all have a lot of players left to trade, so come calling. Good luck, everyone, this week, except
Or
for
call
Derek.
me, or you can call me.
Go fuck yourself, Derek.